Guys, just want to show you guys. So this is Awareness of Self is a First Step to Success, my first personal development program. It's got so much amazing information in there. And here's just a little segment of negative thought patterns. So do you view your life as black and white, wrong or right, and nothing exists in between? When something negative happens to you, you feel that things will never get better and that you have a lot of bad karma that keeps repeating itself. I mean, we've all been there. You struggle to see the positive aspects in your life and always focus on the negative aspects. Yep. You live in the past or always thinking about the future and dismiss the present as irrelevant. A lot of us do that. So that's where the anxiety comes in and feeling defeated. You do not acknowledge your achievements and believe it was just a coincidence or a lucky break. A lot of people who suffer depression, anxiety, and that stress filled mind do actually feel like they never have any luck. So when good things do happen, there's no acknowledgement. And these people, so if you know anyone who is suffering from that, it's really good to continue to give them encouragement, because it's not about stroking their ego, but it actually helps them to continue to build their life. So it gives them validation. So, and I know it might feel like, oh, but they're not a baby, they're old enough, whatever. But when you've suffered a lot of trauma, childhood trauma, and even depressive states of mind, giving people encouragement and giving them compliments and doing it regularly really helps them. It's not ego at all. The people who suffer from depression are probably the most humble, kind-hearted, people I've ever met. And I've suffered it myself, and I know that when I get encouragement, it really helps me to keep going and to continue to build my life and to be a better person. It's nothing to do with ego whatsoever. So most people do have that struggle, so we need to have some compassion with that. And of course, positive affirmations, mantras, repeating positive affirmations can really help if you are suffering from it. I know it does with me. But of course, when I get confirmations that what I'm doing is good, and when I get testimonials and stuff, it helps me to keep going. And I suppose I've had success with so many people over the years is because I've learnt to manage it, and I totally understand what they're going through when people are feeling depressed, stressed, overwhelmed, their traumas and anxieties and whatnot. So you do not acknowledge your achievements. We just said that one. You believe that all you do will turn out wrong or bad and no positive things can happen to you. You become melodramatic and turn everything into a bigger deal than it really is. And that can happen as well. And usually that happens with people because they want to get out of things. So they don't want to pursue certain things, so then they can overblow it in their mind. Do you always say things to yourself or others like, yeah, but, could have, would have, should have, maybe, if only, etc.? And that again can cause a lot of depression, a lot of deflated feelings by feeling I could have, would have, should have. I mean, we've all been there. It's not a happy place. Do you name call yourself and use nasty language when things do not turn out the way you plan, instead of just acknowledging that mistakes happen and that you are only human and it's okay? So a lot of people who've suffered from mental illness will probably call themselves stupid, I'm an idiot, I'm not good enough. These are really nasty. It is a nasty language and a way to speak to ourselves. It's not good energetically. It's not good for our body physically. And, if someone else called us the things that we would name ourselves, we would want to punch them in the nose. We wouldn't take it. So, a few more over here. Do you blame yourself or others when something doesn't turn out the way you hope? Or do you dismiss the fact that maybe your behavior played a part in that situation? And that happens as well. We don't want to take responsibility for our lives, so we can sometimes blame people just so we can justify, not having the courage or the confidence to do things. Are your expectations too high, thus holding you back from participating in life to the fullest and accepting each moment as precious and unique? And that happens as well. Our expectations can be too high. So again, it's a way to let us off the hook to step up to do something, that we really want to do, and we shy away from it. And do you find it hard to let go and try new things so you keep the same familiar routine instead? And that happens a lot with people with depressive states of mind, with anxiety, people who are in a lot of fear. They want to keep the same routine because they've got like control in that routine, and it can be quite hard for people to get out of it, but when they do, it feels amazing. So let's look at this part: reshape your negative thought patterns. So instead of just assuming the worst about yourself and that the negative thoughts in your head is true, write down the things you do well and the things you have been successful with. So this is a good way to start to reprogram and acknowledge yourself that, you're not as bad as you think you are. When you start to speak to yourself in a negative way, talk to yourself like you would to a close friend that may be in a similar situation as yourself. So that's a good thing as well. What would you say to a friend in your same situation? Because I'm sure you would give them encouragement. And most people that do suffer from like depression and anxiety, etc., they're the helpers. They love to help people. They would never like to hear their friend or know that their friend is talking negative to them. Start to look at all that you do as an accomplishment. Even if it didn't turn out exactly as you planned, you can rate it on a scale 1 to 10. If you scored a 5, you still achieved something, and the effort you put in was not complete failure. And that's the other thing. No matter what you do, the fact that you put effort into something, is better than nothing. Talk to people about your fears and insecurities. You may feel that you are not the only one that has them, and you may find that by facing your fears, you will not have they won't have a hold on you anymore. And that's really important too. A lot of people feel that their fears and insecurities are the only fears and insecurities and that no one else has them. So when we open up and learn to be a bit vulnerable, especially if you don't feel comfortable with people that to talk about your fears and insecurities, speak to a therapist, and then they can help you with that and give you assurance that you're not the only one. Do not be so hard on yourself when you do make a mistake. See it as an opportunity to learn and go to the next plan or step. Successful people do not give up when things don't go their way. They go to plan B and C and D, etc., until they get where they want to be. Change is constant. Look at your future as exciting, not frightening. And that's important. Just because something maybe didn't work out the way you hoped, just learn to let it go and move on. Each morning is a new day and a new beginning. So make a list of the pros and cons of your feelings. If you continue to be angry, how will that be of benefit to you? If you sit around the house eating and doing nothing all day, you have a bigger chance of feeling depressed, and then it flows into other areas of your life. You become non-productive. So that's really important, to do the pros and cons. If you continue feeling bad about yourself, well, how's that going to get you where you want to go? And then if you do just sit around doing nothing, you might end up putting on weight. We know that stress causes, cortisol, inflammation, fat, that whole chemical reaction in the body. And then you sort of feel, because a lot of people as well that are very sensitive and may suffer depressive type of things, they're very intuitive and they're very creative. And so they don't give themselves a go in stepping up. Set some realistic goals. When you achieve them, you will feel proud of yourself for your accomplishments and commitments. And that's really good. And your goals could be very simple. Maybe it is changing a little bit of your routine, going for a walk every day, doing a bit of exercise, whatever it is, it's the little things, cutting out sugars, or making sure you have a nice smoothie in the morning or your lemon water in the morning. So changing some things up. Maybe it's also giving yourself a chance, going places you don't usually go, changing that routine, reaching out to people. Because a lot of people who suffer, again, that are quite sensitive or suffer depression, really hold themselves back and don't like to really reach out. Start to write down your achievements for the day, big or small. Be proud of yourself. So there's a little routine that I tell people to do, and that is at the end of the day, have your journal and write down 3 to 5 things you're proud of yourself today. So 3 to 5 things you're grateful for and thankful for, and 3 to 5 things you're proud of yourself today. So maybe it is, I'm proud of myself today because I did do my exercise, I did reach out to someone, I did set some goals. So all of that is an achievement. Take compliments with ease. Accept the nice things that people say to you without dismissing them as irrelevant. Just say thank you and learn to give compliments. It feels great to put a smile on someone's face. And that's really true as well. So a lot of people who are very hard on themselves find it very difficult to actually accept compliments as well. And people don't give compliments just for the sake of it. Like if someone likes the top or likes your hair or thinks you're a really nice person, take it and hold it dear into your heart that, you know, that you are worthy and you're beautiful and you have great talents and skills, and you're as relevant as everyone else. So what did I write here? So you really do have a choice. You can continue with a negative attitude or you can take back control of your life. So, and then I just share a little bit about myself there. I did not grow up with the Brady Bunch family or witness drug, alcohol abuse, and have seen many destructive relationships. I could have taken the same path, but I chose to not to because I did not want to end up like that. At the same time, without witnessing these experiences, I would not be doing what I'm doing today with empathy and understanding. Always been an observer and having so much fascination with human behavior was a big credit for me too. I wanted to let people know there is a way out. Your choice, not your past, your family's upbringing, or anything else. You have the freedom to act, speak, and interact differently. So that's just one little exercise and activity in the awareness of self is the first step to success. And that is available. You can do that program with me online one-on-one, and I will be putting it up as a course so people can just do it themselves. So, you know, I hope you've enjoyed that little bit and it may have helped you if you are feeling that way or know someone that is feeling that way. This program can be bought on lulu.com, and the details are also on the website www.biomatrixenergyhealing.com. Till next time, guys, follow your bliss, be, enjoy, lots of love, love, love.